The issue we are discussing is people's attitudes are determined more by their immediate situation or surroundings than by any internal characteristics. Now, this is a GRE AWA issue prompt. That means an essay topic. You are given 30 minutes, and it all depends on how much you can write. The more you write, the better it is. I already told you, these topics are all debatable. They're all moot topics, which means unsettled, undecided. Therefore, my recommendation is never fully agree with anything. Always say that there are many aspects and dimensions which have to be examined, and therefore the speaker's statement amounts to a sweeping generalization or an over generalization. Therefore, we cannot accept it in totality. So, when we are dealing with this issue on attitudes, people's attitudes are determined more by immediate situation or surroundings than by any internal characteristics. So, your introduction will be, first of all, let us try to quickly discuss what is an attitude. What do you mean by an attitude? So, attitude, the word attitude simply means likes or dislikes. Unfortunately, this is a word that everyone uses, but nobody is clear on what the word attitude really means. Please remember, the word attitude comes from aeronautics, flying, the technology of flying aircrafts. In aeronautics, the attitude of an aeroplane is defined as the relative position of an aircraft with reference to the horizon. With reference to the horizon, the relative position of an aircraft. That means an aircraft could be going toward it or away from it, or in a million different directions with reference to the horizon. Similarly, the word attitude basically means whether you like or dislike something. And between the extreme of like and dislike, there can be a million positions. Some people may love something, some people may hate that very same thing which others like. So that means, please remember, the word attitude basically means liking or disliking, which means a favorable attitude means you like it. An unfavorable attitude means you don't like it. Now, the whole discussion is about people's attitudes are the result of immediate situation or surroundings rather than any internal characteristic. Now, what's the meaning of immediate situation and surroundings? Immediate situation and surroundings should be understood and interpreted as the kind of society that you live in, the political system that you have in your country, your parenting, your religion, your culture, your teachers, your schooling, your peer group, your friend group, and your work group. All these things can be called the immediate situation and surroundings. Suppose you are in a democratic country. In a democracy like India or America, the people's attitudes are liberal. We are very tolerant in a democracy. Because of the democratic value system, our attitudes are liberal. Now, if you go to a country like Saudi Arabia or any other Islamic country which is not a democracy, they have a theocracy there. Theocracy means rule by religion. In theocracies, people's attitudes are completely different. Because right from childhood, they are taught that this is wrong, this is sin, and a person should be stoned to death. In Saudi Arabia, blasphemy, the punishment is stoning to death. Apostasy, punishment is stoning to death. That is, if you really, apostasy means abandoning one's religion. For stealing, a person's hands are cut off. For adultery, that means a married man or woman having sexual affairs outside marriage. In Saudi Arabia, the punishment is stoning to death. Now, the attitude of people in Saudi Arabia would be that this is the right way to deal with this crime. Because right from childhood, they have been brought up with this kind of a thinking. So the attitudes, our attitudes depend on the culture, the political system, the parenting, the religion, the media, the kind of movies that we watch. And the kind of role models. So immediate situation and surroundings, the work group, suppose you are working in a company where you are surrounded by people who like, let us say, some X. So because everyone likes X and everyone talks positively about X, eventually you will also learn to like X. Your attitude of liking X is because of the effect of all the others who are around you, and because they like X, you end up liking X. That's the topic. Your attitudes are because of immediate. But the speaker says immediate situation and surroundings are more important than internal characteristics. Now, what is an internal characteristic? Now, internal characteristic would mean how you think and your temperament. Now, we all know temperament means habitual mood. One basic classification we all know, we classify people as introverts, extroverts, and ambiverts. Introverts are people who are very soft spoken, and very quiet. The internal characteristic of an introvert will make him like soft music, indoor games, light colors. Extroverts are very loud, make friends easily, they talk a lot. That's the internal characteristic of an extrovert, will make him like bright colors, violent movies, and he'll make a lot of friends. He will like loud music. So your introversion or extroversion is an internal characteristic, and because of this, your attitudes will also be different. So the speaker's statement that only immediate situation or surroundings is more important is not acceptable. Attitudes are designed or fashioned or influenced by both. That's it. You should be able to write a couple of paragraphs. So our attitude towards Chinese goods today in India, a couple of years ago we have started the movement that we should avoid buying Chinese goods, because whenever you buy Chinese goods, the Chinese business is benefiting and Indian business is suffering. So we have started a campaign that we should stop buying Chinese goods simply because they are cheap. We might be tempted to buy them. But whenever you buy Chinese goods, Chinese are benefiting and Chinese are our enemies. And so you are putting money into the enemy's pocket to hurt us more. So if you are truly a patriot, you should stop buying Chinese goods. So now our attitudes towards Chinese goods has changed. People don't want to buy Chinese goods. How has this attitude changed? Because of the propaganda by the government, the immediate situation and surrounding. That's it.